Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from guitarist.365.com. Today we're going to take a look at the main solo for Summer Song by Joe Satriani. So there's lots of crazy licks in this thing, so take your time, follow along slowly. I'll be going slow enough, and tab out any sections you might need to get tabbed out or whatever. Okay, so let's get started here. We're going to, first of all, be at the 3rd fret on the G string. Then to the 5th fret. So there's a kind of little muted thing after that, just on the same string. But it's so much delay and stuff on his tone, as this tone as well, that it's kind of has just kind of a subtle effect. So you do that twice, and then just go do them twice again, but just going 3/5, 3/5, not kind of holding any notes. Then we have this lick. Sorry guys. Alright, so we have the note on the 3rd fret on the B string, slight bend on the 5th fret on the G string, then 3, 4, 5 on the B. Little chromatic line. And then we have 3 to 6 on the high E, then 5 on the B, then back to 3 on the high E. Then come back to the 5th fret on the B string and just get little slight bend up and bring it back down. So all together. All right, then we have this. All right, so we have just a slide. After you did that on the B string, the little bend and release, you slide from the 3rd fret down to the 1st fret. And then we do some whole step bends on the G string 3rd fret. It's probably better just to pull it downwards to the floor. So, at least I find it more comfortable. So I bent it and brought it right back down 4 times. Then you do it again, but this time hit a harmonic. This harmonic is kind of right where the neck pickup starts, the humbucker. And obviously you do that while letting the pick, it's a pinch harmonic, you let the pick and the edge of your thumb hit the string at the same time. The edge of your thumb is what's actually hitting that harmonic note point. Then we have on the D string, slide from 3 to 5, back down to 3. Then slide down to 2, hammer on 3, pull back off to 2. We're going to do the same kind of process. We're going to slide from the 1st fret to the 3rd fret, back to the 1st fret on the 5th string. Then pull off to the open string. And then come over to the 1st fret on the low E string and pull off to the low E. Then he takes the whammy bar or whatever and does a slight bar dive on it. So we have all together for the slides. Alright, now this next lick is probably the trickiest lick in the song. What actually makes it tricky is there's a lot of pull-offs with picking. Now, if it was straight picked, I think it would actually be easier to just... because it's easier to time, but he's got some pull-off. Satriani doesn't do a lot of straight picking like that. He does got a lot of legato work in there. So, but there is a pattern to it, so that's a great thing. Here's the pattern. You kind of want to think in the beginning just 2, then 1. So what I mean by that is we're going to play this 3rd fret. This is all on the G string, by the way. Pick the 3rd fret with a downstroke. Then pull off to the open string. And then with an upstroke, hit the 3rd string open again. So we have 3 notes there. Alright, so you do that twice on the 3rd fret. Then once on the 5th fret. Alright, so the pattern is always that downstroke, pull pull off to the open string, then hit the open string with an upstroke. So what we do in the 2 and 1 is what you can remember is because you play 3 twice, that same pattern, the same 3-note lick, then 5 once. You can do this all with one finger if you want. Alright, so it's 2 and 1. Now we're going to do the same thing with 6 and 7. 6 is going to be played twice, 7 once. Alright? Alright, now we come up to 10 and 12. 10 played twice, 12 played once. And do that again. So all together. Alright, twice on that one. Okay, then we continue with the 2 to 1 figure with playing 15 twice. Still pulling off to the open string, so that lick never changes. And then 12 once. So coming from that 10. Alright, so that's the end of the 2 and 1. Now everything else is just 1. After you did that 15 to 12, playing 15 twice and 12 once, now we just go 15, 17, 15, each played once. Then we come up to the 17th fret, and we go all the way chromatically from 17, 18, 19, to 20. When you pick that 20, you just pick the note, don't do the lick, though. So we have from the 15 to 12. All right, whole thing. I think I forgot one thing here. We have, actually, when you go to the 17th fret, you play 17 to 18. Then you go back to 17 and go all the way up to 20. A lot of notes to think about. So we have 17, 18, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, then we have this phrase. So this is a big stretch. Hopefully you guys got a reach. You can kind of develop a reach. If you have trouble stretching that far, lower the thumb on the back of the neck. But we have the pinky at the 22nd fret, pulling off to the first finger at the 15th fret. So we have, so it's the same picking pattern that we were doing before when we were doing the pull-offs and then hitting the upstroke with the open string, but we're actually having the notes fingered. So we have pick, pull off to 15, then pick 15 by itself. Do that twice. And then 19 pull off to 15. And then you pick the 15 once. And then 20 now with your pinky. You do that twice. So we got 2, 1, 2. Alright, now we have some legato licks, which are kind of pattern oriented, and you can just kind of hang out and wing them until you fill up the space. But what he's kind of doing is this. Alright, so it sounds like a bunch of stuff, but it's really not that difficult if you got some legato playing ability. So what I'm doing here is, the 3 notes I've got going is 15, 18, and 20. So I'm pulling off from 20 to 15, hammer on to 18, hammer on to 20, pull back off to 18, pull back off to 15. So do that lick twice. Alright. Now we're going to move down to the 15th, the 2nd fret, and go 18, the same lick that we played the top note, pulled off to the lowest note, hammered all the way back up and pulled back down. We'll do the same thing with these 3 notes, at 15, 17, and 18 on the B. So you're going to pick 18, pull off to 15, hammer up, and back down. Do that twice. All right. Actually, what you want to do here is do that first lick, and do the lick we just learned on the B string, do it on the first string as well. So do the top lick, then that new lick, which is just stay on the first string, pull off 18 to 15, hammer 17, 18, back down to 7. Alright, so we have this. Alright, and repeat all of that. Alright, now move that to that B string and do that 18 pull off to 15 lick. Alright, now we make down to the third string. Play 18, go back to the B string at the 15th fret. Then come back down to the B string and pull off 18, 17, 15. Back down to the G string. And then you're going to end it with a whole step bend at the 18th fret on the B string. So all together. Alright, now we have some bar dives. Alright, so that's just a bar at the 14th fret across the 2nd and 3rd strings. Pick those and do a slight bar dive and then come back up. You hit the 11th fret on the G string by itself with some vibrato while letting the bar come back up. Same thing now, the 17th fret on the B and the G string. And then the 14th comes back up, you put vibrato on the 14th fret on the G. Alright, then we have this lick. Alright, so another kind of crazy legato thing. We have pick whole step bend at the 17th fret on the high E, then pick 17, then just do a hammer, pull the 14 to 17 on the high E, pull back off the 14th fret. Then to the B string 17th fret, then back to the 14 on the high E. Then you pull off 17 and 14 on the B. Alright, then we're going to have 17, pull off to 16, hammer back on to 17 on the G. Alright, then we're going to come back to the B string and hammer 14 to 17, then pull back off. So all together so far. Alright, then we want to pull off from 17 to 16 to 14. Hammer back on to 16 to 17, so go back up. Then come back over to the B string, hammer 17, pull back off to 14. Come back to the G string, pull off 17, 16, 14. And then play 16 again and just put some vibrato on it. So the whole lick slow. Alright, then we have this one. Alright, so that's just kind of a bluesy thing. We have a whole step in at the 20th fret on the B string, then you play the 17th fret on the high E. Do that 4 times. Then a whole step bend at the 20th fret on the high E. Release the bend, 17 on the high E. Then whole step bend at the 20th fret on the B string. Alright, then we have this cool little descending licks. Alright, so that's a half step bend and release at the 19th fret on the high E. Then a half step bend and release at the 14th fret on the high E. Then we're going to go over to the B string, pull off 15 to 13 and slide down to 12. And then over on the G string, we're going to pull off from 14 to 12, slide to 11. Then on the D string, we're going to pull off 12 to 10, slide back to 12. Alright, now we have all slides. We're going to just pick, now by the way, he's using a whammy pedal all through this. He's really accentuating these slides and stuff, but I don't have that hooked up, so we have that's just basically one finger. You're gonna all on the 5th string here, pick 10, slide to 12, back down to 10, then to 9, back to 10, back to 9, then 7, up to 9, back to 7. So we have, so you're always playing a note going up and back down. So that's the first 3, then the next 3 is 9, 10, then 7, 9, then 5, 7, and then we come down to 2 and back to 5. Alright, then we end it with this kind of chromatic-y ascending lift. Alright, so we have this, the 9th fret on the G, and then a little slight bend, half step bend on the 11th fret on the G string. And then you play this chromatic line 9, 10, 11, 12. And you pick 12 twice when you get on the B string. Then come back to the 11th fret on the B. (11, 12, 13, 14, 15). So you just chromatic all the way up to the 15th fret. Then play the 12th fret on the high E, then a whole step bend on the B string to match that note. Alright, then we do a whole step bend, quick one, at the 19th fret on the B string. Then come over to the 16th fret on the high E, and then just go chromatically all the way up. One fret at a time until you get to the 22nd fret. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22. Alright, so that's it for the main solo. I know the whole song is really a solo, but I kind of categorize that as the main solo, and then the remainder parts we'll take a look at the outro solos and the additional solos he does in the bridge, the verse. Alright, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.